I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
All right, y'all, we're here, we're live. You're watching Buster Unmasked, and you know what you got to do. The first thing you got to do is go on and like this video and go on and share it. And then right now, I want you to go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Hit that little red bell. That way you know when new content's out. You don't have to worry about it. It's there waiting on you. Guys, we got a great show for you today, but you also know I got to promote these upcoming podcasts. There's a couple of new ones on there, so check out towards the end.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
All right, y'all, you seen it right there. Got a bunch of cool podcasts coming up. I got a couple of more I'm going to add by next week. We're already running into August with them. Next week, I'll have a couple for August up. Be sure to check those podcasts out. There's a little something for everybody on there. And today, I've been looking forward to today for a while now. Probably about 2.5 months we've had this thing booked. Let me just say this about my guest tonight. This dude is one of the may be the brightest breakout star around our area. This man is a former Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champion with, by God, greater than great Derek King, and he is the current ASWF MACW Unified Arkansas Wrestling Champion, and I feel like it's my birthday. You know why? Because he's the gift, Ray Sanders. Ray.
Yes, sir. I love the intro.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Buster?
Man, I'm glad to finally get you here, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Dude, I've been looking forward to this, man. Look, Chance is already with us. It's Wednesday night, and y'all know what that means. It's time for Buster Unmasked. You're right about that, Chance. I appreciate you, man. Mark McGee, too. You're the two guys that really support my content the most, share it out the most, and I thank you guys. Ray Sanders, the gift. Now, let's take it back a little bit. Let's go all the way back to Ray. Because like I told you before we went on the air, I'm sure I'm going to call you Ray somewhere in here because that's what we're used to. So let's go all the way back, dude, and tell us about where you were raised, where you were born at, and talk about your upbringing. Did you play any sports in school? Talk about your home life, man.
Well, I'm from Rossville, Tennessee. It's like a small town, like 20 minutes away from Carterville, Tennessee. And growing up, I played basketball, football. I ran track and field and cross country. And man, like my childhood, it was rough, but I never saw it as rough. You know what I'm saying? Because I had my family. Like I started off in a single parent household with just my mom and my brother, and then like later on in my life, my stepdad came along. Then like him and my mom got married and moved to Oakland, Tennessee. And then I got two more siblings. I have my little brother and my little sister, and I also have a stepbrother as well.
Man, speaking of your family, that's the reason I wanted to start like this, because when you really first started, I don't remember if it was when you kind of first started refereeing for Memphis, or I think it was when you first started actually wrestling. Man, I remember seeing your family there a lot of support from your family, man. That's a really cool thing, man, because a lot of people does not have that. A lot of people does not have that family support. So talk to me about your family and what it's like to have them support you the way they do, dude.
Well, honestly, like when I told them about it at first, they didn't like it. Cause like I never told the longer version of the story of how I got into wrestling, but like I was in college and I was depressed and I did not know what I wanted to do with my life. And like every time wrestling came on, it always just brightened me up. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
yeah, and like the I told all my family members, I just told my mom one day, I said, what if I just be a wrestler? She thought it was like the craziest idea. And like her and my actual biological father, I told them about it. Like everybody in my family thought it was crazy. But like my stepdad, he was the first guy to just said, yeah, man, like you're not out here in the streets, you're not out here doing bad things. You're really trying to like do something for yourself. Go for it.
Right.
So yeah, he was the first guy to actually just support me, just gave me the go. It's one thing to believe in yourself, but let you be honest, it's hard because you don't have that backup. Like when my stepdad told me you can do it, I believe in you, it gave me that extra boost to actually want to do it. And like I've been feeling a lot, but like as I started doing it, my family they just started getting used to it and they just started supporting me throughout the years.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I think a lot of our parents have that same inclination when we tell them, hey, of course, my parents knew from the time I was 5 years old, that's all I ever wanted to do. But
Yeah.
they were still like, no, you need to get education, get a real job. You know, that's a dream. That's a pipe dream, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I think a lot of us go through that, but man, your family seems to have really embraced you and your wrestling career once it got to going, man.
Thank you.
Like I said, I remember seeing your family on the TV there at the matches supporting you, and that's a big deal. Like you said, confidence is a big deal, not just in wrestling. It's super important in wrestling, but confidence is a big deal in life in general. And
Yes, sir.
having people that believe in you, man, like you said, it gives you that extra boost that you need to push hard and go for those dreams, because pro wrestling, it's a dream. It starts out as a dream. Then,
Dude.
then if you push hard enough and work hard enough, it becomes reality, like it has for you, man. And I started this thing off with, you're one of the brightest stars to come out of this territory over the last couple of years, man. And that's no lie right there. I feel like, here's what I see in you. I feel like you're dedicated. I feel like you wanna learn this business the proper way. I feel like you respect this business, and that's a lot. That's a big thing in the wrestling business, because
Yes.
if you don't respect this business is not going to respect you back. That's
You're right
just the
about
way
that.
it's designed, and I feel like you got a big time work ethic. So talk to me about that, man. Talk to me about your work ethic itself, man. Not just in wrestling, but in life in general. Like you said, you played multi sports in school, man. That's a lot. That's a lot to carry
Yeah.
on your shoulders. So talk to me about where that work ethic come from, right?
Um, a lot of it has to do with sports, but just to make it very simple, of course, it came from like I was raised in the village, so like watching the men around my area work hard, it made me want to work hard. And also watching my stepdad working two jobs. He worked at two trucking companies at Empire and at Yellow. So seeing him working two jobs, barely seeing him at home, I saw him with that work ethic, and also seeing him knowing how to provide as a man. And to make it simple, I just wanted to make my mom proud.
And there you go. I think we all want to make somebody proud. I believe
Yes,
that's
sir.
another human trait that we all share. And you mentioned earlier about depression. I think that's something we all. Well, I think that's something every human being goes through at different times in their life. I think we all have bouts of depression.
Yeah,
It's kind of the way you push through it, though.
yeah.
You know, and man, look, you've come a long way. Let's pull it back a little bit, dude. How long have you actually been in the wrestling business? Not wrestling active like in the ring, because I know you did reffing. How long have you actually been in the wrestling business, and where did you kind of get your first foot in the door at?
I've been in the business for like about 5 years. And like I started in 2019 at RSWF at Soul Takers. And
Okay,
like my very first trainer was Reno Diamond.
talented
So
guy,
yeah. I remember like the first day that I walked in, it was me, Reno, and a guy named Denzel Rollins. And like
Denzel,
yeah.
another
And,
talented guy.
oh yeah, yeah, he's my day one. And like Reno, he showed me how to do the bumps, the flip. He like Reno showed me the basic stuff of wrestling. But like he wasn't there long, so really though it just been me and Denzel pushing each other every time we went to training. And then like I spent like I want to say I started on March 25th of 2019, and my first match was on July 5th of 2019. I faced El Loco the Clown. Rest in peace. Now his name Winston.
Yes, sir. Passed away, what, a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago now, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Rest in peace to El Loco for sure.
yes, sir. Like he was my very first match, and like a little backstory on that. Like of course I read the same route that I did at Memphis Wrestling. Like I trained and like Soul Taker, he had put me in as a referee. And then next thing you know, one day I just had on some blue jogging pants with like a black arm sleeve. I had bought some wrestling shoes. And I told Denzel, hey man, I think I got some gear. He said, hey bro, you got gear? So he told Soul Taker, he just threw me in the first match with El Loco the Clown. And then like from July 5th to like around December of 2019, that's when I had been at RHWF. I took like a year, like a whole year and a half off because of course COVID.
Right.
But like I was gonna do that anyway without COVID because Like I seen some. I was to keep it short. I seen the dark side of the business like early on. So like I worked at this place called Carrier, and then I just made my money and stuff like that. And like once I started like come back into the business, that's when Memphis first opened his door. Like when like Memphis first show like their very first episode.
Right.
Like if you play it back, you can see me cheering in the crowd. So like I was at Memphis Wrestling as day one. I was the very first trainee and everything. So yeah, like you can play it back. Like you look on the episode, you just can see me cheering and everything like that. So yeah, I've been at Memphis since
So,
since they first opened their doors at training.
so talk to me about that for a second. Talk to me about going from sitting in the crowd cheering on the first taping, knowing you've had a little taste of the business, and apparently you're back. So the bug got you, whether you really wanted it to or not.
Yeah,
Not the bug kind of got you. So talk to me about making the leap from being in the audience to actually starting to be trained with Memphis Wrestling. Actually, am I wrong to say you were the very first student?
yeah, I was the very first student.
Well, that's a big accomplishment right there. So talk to
Yeah.
me about that, making that jump from in the audience to now you're training, man. Talk to me about that at Memphis Wrestling.
Yes. So like I've always had the bug to come back, but like I say, like the things that I've seen, I want to like get my life together first and stuff like that. And then like once I came back, I went to Memphis because like of course you could say TV, but like also like I saw it as a better opportunity. Not only
Right,
because of TV, but also like I heard that Derek King and Alan Steele was gonna be the trainers. And like I felt like okay, then I can learn from these two. They of course I heard of them when I first started. So
right.
I can learn from I can get properly trained and stuff like that. And also I learned a lot from Dustin too of the marketing and business side of it. Like I admire Dustin so much because people don't know how much work that he put into Memphis. Like
Oh,
for
I
real.
bet you he never sleeps. I bet you he
No.
never sleeps. Here's the thing.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of people got a lot of stuff to say about Dustin, but the fact of the matter is, he's done a miraculous job with Memphis Wrestling in the
Yeah.
5 years it's been in existence, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you cannot deny where it started and where it is now. You can't deny that, man. And,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you, Dustin never stops thinking about Memphis Wrestling 24/7, even when he's asleep. I
Yeah.
bet you he's dreaming about Memphis Wrestling and wrestling in general. It's a big deal, man, and there's a lot going on at Memphis Wrestling. That's a lot of weight to take on your shoulders, writing TVs, producing
Yeah.
TVs, talking to talent. I mean, you're a little bit of everything. You're a booker, you're a talent agent, you're a writer,
Yeah.
you're a life coach at times. You
Yeah.
know, you're the shoulder for someone to come lean on sometimes. So I don't think nobody can deny the fact that what Dustin's done with Memphis Wrestling is off the charts. Derek King and Alan Steele, man, you could not ask to be trained by no other dudes around here. I mean, they're at the
Yeah.
top of the list. There's a few other guys that are right there with those guys, but I mean, you kind of hit the jackpot on your trainers, dude, at
Yeah.
Memphis Wrestling. So let's talk about that for a few minutes. Let's talk about going to talk to me about this. Talk to me about the difference between training at RSWF and then going to Memphis Wrestling and training under Allen and Derek. Talk to me about what whatever the differences were.
Like the difference at RWF in Memphis, like I would say like you learn from different people at RWF. Like I learned from Big A's. Some days I learn from Chris Lex. Some days man like all like V Man I would learn from
Right.
him. Like yeah, like you learn from really everybody, especially like when it's show days, like during that time at RSWF. I used to wrestle on Fridays and Saturdays. 'Cause, like Fridays were for the really for the students, and Saturday were for the main event guy. But like, of course, like they'll let me and Denzel be on Saturday shows too. So like, I would learn a lot from Big A's, like I said before, V Man, sometimes Wingston and stuff like that. And shout out to Sean Berryhill, the Juice. Y'all will learn from
All
those
these
guys.
dudes, man, all these
Yeah,
dudes. Chris Lex, can't nobody deny. I
yeah,
feel like Chris Lex is a hidden gem around this area, has been for years.
yeah.
Big Ace, Big Ace is a star.
Oh yeah,
Man, I was first introduced to Big Ace at EIW in New Bern, Tennessee. And if I 100% believe if anybody would let Big Ace be the Big Ace that I seen in New Bern, that dude is a star. Denzel, he's there at Memphis with you guys now.
yeah,
He's rehabbing an injury. And V Man, believe it or not, me and V Man did jobs together. We didn't
yeah,
realize it. I just realized it recently that we did jobs together at USWA, man. He was there at some of the same time I was
yeah,
there. And all these guys are super talented, but it's a like you said, you're learning from different people.
yeah. And also, I'm sorry. Yeah,
No,
I'm sorry
no,
about
go
that.
ahead, Ray. Go ahead,
I was
dude.
gonna say, so there was at RSWL. So in Memphis, like once I got under Derek and Allen, like I really learned the business. I'll say Derek, Allen, and Dustin. I really learned the business. Like Allen, he was, like we would say, like the real deal, like head trainer. Like he was the
Right.
guy that like he was the drill sergeant. He was the guy that kept everything in line, kept everybody in line, and everything was organized, structured well. And he like there been days when he'll challenge me. Like I can recall one story like Zay Washington, like he came in for training one day, and I'm like, me, I'm just hungry. I'm like, yeah, I want Zay in like a practice match, and then Allen had said, okay, Tim Bosby, you got Zay, Ray, you got Victoria. I'm like, what? I'm like, come on. I'm like, I want Zay. Zay, he's the top high flyer in the area. I want to face him.
Right.
And then Derek looked at me and said, you better make it good too. So like learning from, and also of course being on the road with Derek like for the past 3 years, like so Allen, he was the training guy, and Derek, he was more of the road guy. Like you learn on the go with Derek.
Well, I feel like
And
Allen, he's the guy, like you said, kept you guys in the ring, training,
yeah,
pushing the pace. Derek is the entertainment guy. Derek,
yeah,
hey, Derek, don't ever think Derek don't know his stuff. Derek can train. He knows everything there is to know about this business. But Derek is the entertainment guy.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
he's the guy that kind of smartens you up to the showbiz part of this business, man.
yeah. And I had the privilege of working under Derek as his tag team partner. Like, of course, Allen, he was the head trainer, but like Derek, he also the wrestling guy too. Like he'll have his input. Of course, 'cause, like he's the coach too, to like say like what's right, what's wrong. But like me being his tag team partner, I feel like I learned a lot more just by being on the road with him and also being his tag team partner.
Yeah, that's
Because
where you
like,
learn
yeah,
most at anyway. Riding the roads with veterans like Derek, that's where
yeah,
you learn more in that car than really you do anywhere else, to be honest with you. That's where you really learn the business itself.
you're
Not
right.
the in-ring, but that's where you learn the wrestling business, what it is, what it's really about. Because you mentioned
Yeah,
early on you'd kind of seen the dark side
yeah.
of wrestling. Talk to me a little bit about that. What did you see that made you pull back and think, well, I need to get my stuff together before I really go at this thing? Because here's the thing about wrestling, it's wild. It's kind of
Yeah,
it's like if you're not under contract, and a lot of times even if you are to somewhere big, once the lights go down at the end of the night, the boys are out doing what the boys do,
yeah.
whatever that may be. So talk to me about what it was that you seen that kind of made you think, well, I need to pull back and get my own stuff in order first.
Mm, like sorry, I'm thinking. I'm really trying to like articulate it. So it was just a lot that was going on. Like to make it short, sweet, and simple, I just seen people that they wasn't where they wanted to be at in life. Just to keep it simple.
Right.
And like yeah, that what made me like rethink it. Like I of course I always loved it, but at the same time, it made me get more serious about it
And here's the
when
thing:
I kept it.
there's always, I mean, wrestling's always had its drama. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. And here's something else too: when people are not happy with themselves, that seems to perpetuate drama itself. Like you
yeah,
said, guys not really being where they wanted to be, or even not just in wrestling, but in life in general,
yeah,
with themselves. That breeds. I mean, that breeds. It sets you up for drama because, especially when guys are young, because the younger you are, the more you think with your emotions and not
yeah,
your head, not logic. And wrestling is it can be a big spark for guys to really screw up if they
yeah,
want to and get in trouble and cause trouble.
yeah.
Uh, why did you decide just to pull on back? Was it more of needing to get yourself together, or was it just a combination of the things you had seen in the wrestling business and knowing that you really needed to get yourself together too?
I would say both. Like getting myself together, but also seeing what I've seen.
So, man, you mentioned it, Derek. You and Derek had a hell of a run as the Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champions, dude. Talk to me about that. We're going to backtrack. We're going to jump back and forth because I like to go forward and then jump back.
Yeah.
But since you brought it up, let's talk to me about when you found out that you were actually going to be able to team with Derek, and then talk to me about y'all winning the titles. What kind of how it made you feel, man?
Like teaming with Derek, like honestly, me and Derek talk about this all the time. We never thought that we would be attacked. Like we never thought that we would be friends because we're so different. You know, Derek he's more the high energy type guy, and everybody loves Derek, like to have fun with him. And me, I'm like that too, but like I have to get to know you before I be like that. 'Cause, like I don't Derek let everybody in. I don't let everybody in. I have to like I
I'm the
have to get
same way, man. I
yeah.
know exactly where you're coming from. I'm a hard
Yeah.
nut to crack, man. Look,
Yeah.
if I'm at a wrestling show, look, I can be me, but
Yeah.
that don't mean we're going to be personal friends until I get to know you. I have to get to know
Yeah.
people before I actually let them in to my real life and who I really am. You know.
Yeah.
And like you said, Derek's the fun guy. Derek's the
Yeah.
party guy. Derek likes to have fun. I don't
Yeah.
think that's no secret to anybody.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
no secret.
it just ain't. But you know, sometimes opposites attract,
Yeah.
and I feel like, man, you guys turned out to make a heck of a tag team, dude. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. Uh, when it first happened, I kind of felt like, well, they're just it was at the right time, and they wanted to give you the rub and bring you up to the next level. But
Yeah.
man, once it got to going, you two guys really gelled together, and that's you know, you can tag with a lot of people and have good matches and do good stuff, but when you find somebody that you really click with, that's when the magic happened. Did you and Derek realize that you guys clicked immediately, or did it take a little while?
I would say honestly, we clicked immediately like right off because we both have the same love and passion for wrestling. You know, I'm the young guy, he's the more experienced guy. So of course he's gonna school me on my mistakes and everything else. But we both have passion. Like the first time that we stepped in the ring together, like it was pretty magic. And like to brag about Derek, like he was the only in terms of wrestling, like he was the only guy that real deal believed in me, had my back, and he really meant that. And like a lot of times in
Right.
my life, I didn't have that. So I value him a lot because of course people, especially like making that transition from RWF wrestling. And also I to add on, I won my first title at my high school. That's
Okay.
that was pretty cool. And like really to go from a champion from one company to jump to Memphis to start back off, really I had to repay my dues at Memphis. Derek was like behind the referee, behind the train and everything else. He was the only guy that said he's gonna be a star. He's my guy. Even when I was at my lowest. And then that's when the in-ring chemistry really clicked off from the very beginning because he believed in me just right off the jump. And then like once we actually like became a tag team, it made more sense.
That's a big deal for a guy like Derek to show that kind of love to you and believe in you like that and see something in you, because that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of guys come along, a lot of guys who are athletically gifted in the ring, a lot of guys who can talk, a lot of guys who's got a lot of charisma.
Yeah,
But Derek's a guy, he can set back. You can have all those things, but that don't mean you got it.
yeah,
And for Derek to be able to set back and say and look at you and watch and say, hey, this kid here, we need to look out for him. This kid here's got something here. It,
yeah.
it feels like to me, Derek has really turned out to be a legit mentor in your life, not just
Oh
a
yeah,
tag team partner and wrestler, not just a guy who trains you, but one of your mentors. And that's hard to find in this business too.
yeah,
Guys who help you because they want you to do good.
yeah. And like I've always been cool with everybody in my life, but like I never really did have like solid friends. But like once I got with Derek, he showed me how to be like a true friend. Like he showed me what friendship really means.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So
so
look,
yeah.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead, Ray.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, he showed me what friendship truly means. And also he's the one that got me to like, you know, sometimes it's cool to like let people in, but like it's still that part of me that like, okay, let me check them out first and then let them in. And like also accept people flaws. 'Cause like now, especially nowadays, like people like if you have one flaw, then it's like,
Yeah,
nah.
you're canceled, man. It's done,
Yeah,
man.
like done. Like that's in marriages, that's in friendship, that's in everything. Like you have one flaw, you mess up one time, it's over. But Derek, he seeing what he went through with other people and stuff, he taught me to accept people flaw for and also accept people for who they are.
Right. That's all
Yeah.
you can do, man. That's all you can do. You can't. Here's the thing: if you hold everybody up to certain expectations, you're liable to miss out on somebody that could be important in your life. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the honest to God truth. And like you said, cancel culture. You got one. It ain't even got to be a flaw. It could just be a difference now, a difference of opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no, I can't be his friend, and that's stupid, man. I ain't
Yeah.
never got that. Period. So look, let's backtrack a little bit right now. You
Hmm.
just let the cat out of the bag. You won your first title at your high school.
Yeah.
So take me back to there and talk to me about wrestling in front of all your peers, all your friends, man. The place you went to school at. Talk to me about the nerves. I'm sure you had to be. Look. I would much rather go somewhere else and wrestle than wrestle in front of my hometown people.
Yeah.
It always felt like there was so much pressure when you're in front of your hometown. So talk to me about that and talk to me about winning the title where you went to school at, man.
So I went to school at Fairwear High School and I graduated from the class of 2017. So and also of course everybody knows Johnny. So he had it like at 2019 he had a show at Fairwear. And I ain't gonna lie, like and it's crazy because months before that even happened, I was just training. I said one day I just wanted to go back to my high school and wrestle in front of everybody that I know. I didn't know. I thought they were gonna be like 7 years, 10 years down the line. It happened just like that. Like as soon as Johnny posted, "Hey, DJ Brown gonna be at Fairwear," I instantly just said, "Hey, how can I be on the show?" And then him and Soul Taker talked. Then all of a sudden, it be, it really became for the RSWF United States Championship. Then I faced against DJ Brown. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a amazing feeling because my church members was there, my pastor was there, and like my whole family was there, like my teachers and everything. Like it was one of the biggest moments of my life. And to win
So
it at my high school, it was dope.
so was you nervous as heck?
I was. I was so nervous because I didn't want to mess up.
Right.
Yeah, like the matches on YouTube, you just can type up Ray Ray versus DJ Brown. And
I'll do
then
that, man. I have to do that.
yeah. Yeah, I was like I got I'm still small, but I'm talking about skinny as a stick then, but like now I got like a little muscle on me,
There
you
you go,
know.
man. You've been working. We can tell, man. We can tell, dude. We've been watching you, man. We've been watching you.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
watched you when you first came out of that referee shirt, man, to where you are now. Let's talk about DJ for a second because, man, DJ's a kid who grew up in the wrestling business.
Yes.
Danny B's his dad, and he used, man, I bet you DJ probably wasn't 7, 8 years old, would be at all the KAW shows, man. But look,
Yeah.
we'd sneak this kid in the bars and put him up with Miss Mary in the audience. He ain't even supposed to be in there, you know. So this is a young man who grew up in the wrestling business, man, heart and soul, turned out to be one of the very best talents,
Yeah.
not just around our area, but anywhere. So talk to me about you and DJ. How was the match, man? How did the match turn out for you guys?
Honestly, that match was great. It was like I said, bro, if you watch it back, like you'll see how great it was. Like, of course I was still green because like during that time I was like 3 months in the business. And then like when I came back into the locker room, like all the boys and like I ain't gonna lie, special shout out. This is me bragging a little bit, but like Bill Dundee, he was in the locker room too. So like all the boy they asked me, they were like, "Hey man, how long have you been in the business?" I said 3 months. I said, "Bro," and they were like, "Bro, you gonna be some trouble like years on down the line." So yeah, it was a great match.
So here's the thing. Talk to me about how you keep that in check mentally, because there's a lot of guys that break into the wrestling business and are really good, have all the potential in the world. Somebody tells them they're good, they start getting the big head. And
Yeah,
and 6 months later, you can't do nothing with them because they think they're something that they're not. So
yeah.
talk to me about how you keep that in check when you're 3 months in the business and Bill Dundee, telling you, hey man, good match, man, really good,
Mhm.
especially for your time in, and just guys telling you how good you are and are going to be. How, did that play with your mind any, or are you just a well-grounded guy? Because guys who aren't well-grounded in reality, I've seen it get too many people, too many
Yeah.
guys that had a ton of potential, but they got the big head, and most of them completely out of the business. The big head, big headed them right out of the business. So talk
Yeah.
to me about that, man. Hearing those compliments and not letting it swell your head up.
I would say I'm more of a rounded guy anyway, but being in this business, I learned how to blend in arrogance and confidence.
Right.
I know how to blend it in. Of course, I know how good I am, but at the same time, like we see it in many sports. We see it in many sports. Like you can be talented like off top of the moon, but at the same time, that don't mean that no, things are guaranteed for you in life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I seen guys from my high school, like they can play basketball, like they could be in the NBA right now, but like they're not. And they be getting the big head. So like I learned how to deal with favoritism and people speaking up to the younger talent and stuff. Like they let it get to their head and stuff. Like with me, I saw the downfall of how people will praise a person, then all of a sudden they fall down. Like now nobody ain't with them no more. Nobody yeah,
And that's where the confidence comes in. Here's the thing: don't believe your own hype.
exactly.
There ain't nothing wrong with knowing that you're good at what you do.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that, but there is something wrong when you start believing that hype and you let that hype start dictating the things you do and your
yeah,
attitude and the way you treat people. Because you know as well as I do, You can have killer matches out in the ring. The only
Oh,
guy that's ever got away with being a total prick, uh, uh,
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Let's just admit it, and that's
He's the
because
only guy.
really, who really, and I still say to this day, and I love Bret Hart, and I love watching Bret Hart
Yeah.
in the ring. Technical wrestling, Bret Hart does Shawn Michaels, but as far as a total package, everything, there's nobody that can deny. I still think to this day, Shawn Michaels is probably the best performer there's ever been.
Yeah.
You
And I can
know,
agree with you. But like also you gotta throw in Ric Flair too. Like he's the guy, he could do it all. Had the promo, can't he changed pop culture. So I can throw Ric Flair in there too.
yeah, but the thing about Flair, I don't feel like Flair had the attitude that Shawn Michaels
Oh yeah,
had
yeah,
during
yeah.
a
Yeah,
certain
I know
period of
what you're
time.
saying though. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Who
Yeah.
can? Very few people can get away with being a prick and stay in the business. Vince
Yeah.
McMahon don't. I don't think he's ever really put up with that from anybody else other than Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah. And
froze up on me. There you go. You're back. So let's talk about this. We talked about you winning the title in front of your at your school, in front of your fans, your family, your church members, all this. But let's take it back a little bit further. Let's go back to that match with El Loco. Talk to me
mhm.
about that very first match. Were you more nervous that very first match, or were you more nervous going out in front of your friends and family at your school?
I was more nervous my first match because I did not know what I was getting myself into. Because like of course performing in front of my friends and family, yeah, I was nervous because I didn't want to mess up. But at the same time, I had the confidence, I was hype because of course I know I'm talented and all that stuff. But like that first match with El Loco, I was my first match. I didn't I really didn't want to mess up. And like
Right.
I really didn't. And like I did like I'll say it was like a 6, 7 minute match. But like it was in front of like 10 people. I would say 10, 15 people. And like after the match, I got a standing ovation. But like that standing ovation from 10 people felt like 90,000 people just
Right.
giving me a standing ovation. I'm like, bro, like at that moment, I was like, bro, this is what I want to do for the rest of my
Don't get
life.
no better than this in life
Exactly.
right here, man.
Yeah.
No, dude, I agree with that, man. People don't realize that, man. And here's the thing: when you first start out, if you're trained well and you kind of know your basics and stuff, you ain't really worried about not being able to do it in the ring. You're worried about just dumb stuff, messing up. I used to worry about tripping coming through the ropes and just falling on my face. And I mean, really, just worry about that. But like, man, I don't feel like looking stupid later on in
Yeah.
life when I got a little smarter to the business. Hell, you do
Yeah.
that, you do it on purpose just to get a pop out of the crowd,
Yeah.
just to rile them up if you're a heel. Come through, trip over your own feet, down you go. The crowd's going crazy, laughing at you, creates that energy. But man, just
Yeah.
just just worried about messing up is a big deal, man, for guys when they first start. So let's talk about this. You started out as a referee, period. Even RSWF started you out as a referee. So
Yeah.
talk to me about, here's my theory on referees. Guys who are wanting to be wrestlers starting out at referees. I feel like it really gives you a jump start on the business because here's the thing. You're able to be inside the ring with the guys. You're learning what's going on. You're
Yeah.
really learning how matches are put together and how they're supposed to flow. But the spotlight's not really on you. You're kind of
Yeah.
over to the side, so you can kind of absorb a lot. Do you feel like refereeing really helped you once you started wrestling?
Absolutely. Like and also what a lot of people don't talk about is being a referee. Like me being a wrestler, I've been itching to like face guys like real deal top stars in the business. But as a referee, let me see. You're buffering. Okay, you good. All right. As a referee, you can easily like get matches with like a Lance Archer and all those guys. Like people don't really say much about that. Like people want to downplay refereeing, but like honestly, being a referee is a good thing. 'Cause like you just said, you get to learn firsthand of how things go if you want to be a wrestler in the future. And like the first time that I've had, we all know the business now, So he realized exposing it, but like that's the first time that like I had refereed Jonathan Gresham and Nick Aldis at Memphis,
Right.
and like Jonathan Gresham was the first guy to ever communicate with me to tell Nick what to do. So
You learn.
yeah, I'm learning just like that. And
And here's the
also,
thing.
yeah,
No, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you get to, I had got to learn so much because at RWF, I learned what to do and what not to do, and especially like at Memphis, like all the top stars come to Memphis, like from AEW, former WWE superstars and stuff like that. So I shared the ring with guys like Chris Masters, Lance Archer, Nyla Rose, and like Rhino. Like there's more,
Right.
but like I got to share the ring with those vets, and I really got to see how they think. And like when they calling matches at the back, like I real deal be like right in the middle, just listening to everything they say. Like now, like being like listening to that, and also being around Derek a lot, I feel like I've gotten so much smarter about how things go.
Right. And here's the thing, too, it allows you the opportunity to be comfortable in the ring in front of the fans.
Yes.
By the time, if you referee for a while, by the time you start actually wrestling, you don't have that same. You always got the butterflies, but you don't have that same nervousness. And now you're comfortable being in the ring, being in front of the fans. I think it's a big benefit for aspiring wrestlers to start out as referees
Yes.
because it allows you you're kind of, it's almost like being a voyeur almost. You're involved in the action, but you're still over here to the side. The spotlight is not really on you, and you get to learn. And like you said, Jonathan Gresham having you relay messages and spots to Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
uh, I mean that's part of being a good referee right there. That look, a good referee is invaluable in the wrestling ring, man. There's
Yeah.
nothing worse than a terrible referee, but there's nothing better than a good referee.
Yes.
It's just the way it is, man. If I have a good referee can make your match so much easier and so much
Yes.
smoother. You
Yes.
know, they just can, man. There's a lot going on inside that wrestling ring. So
Yes.
so now let's jump back forward. You've won the title in front of your at your high school, in front of your fans and friends and family. So now let's jump back to you and Derek are now a tag team, and now all of a sudden y'all got this tag team title shots for the Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Talk to me about that, man. Talk to me about the match where y'all won the titles.
So like of course the storyline goes that like Simon had put me out, he injured me and stuff like that. And then if you look back at the episode, there he was fighting by himself.
Right.
And then that's when I came back and made the save and then I won the title. No, and man, it was that moment was dope because like Dustin he had told me to like bring my family and all that stuff. So to share with them, it was a huge big deal.
So let me ask you this: your family's there; they see this happen. At first, your stepdad was really the only one that was kind of behind you. By
Yeah.
now, your family's kind of getting behind you.
Yeah.
What did they think when you won them tag team titles, man?
I'm gonna tell you exactly how they think. They're like, "Oh, that's my baby." Oh, they posting on social media and everything.
Right.
they posting on social media. Oh, and like during that time, Memphis they come on CW30. So really, like everybody from my county, like I'm from Fayette County, by the way. Like everybody from that area, they watched the match and all that stuff. And even like one of my cousins, he was in jail. Like he had told me a story. Like to get off the subject just like a little bit. He was in jail watching one of my matches, and then he's like, "Oh, he heard my name," and then he said, "Hold on, I know that name." And he watched. And he looked at the screen. And he called back. And his mom was like, "Hey, mom, I didn't know Murray was wrestling. Why you tell me that?" So yeah, like to for my family to be there and for everybody in like where I'm from watch that match, that tag team match on TV, it was something special, and I felt like a star. I did.
Look, DJ, not DJ, shit, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I've had so many CJs and DJs on over the last
Yeah.
few weeks. Ray, look, I'm going to pull you out of the screen just a second and put you back in because you're freezing on us bad. The voice is fine. The picture's just freezing. Listen, if something happens when I pull you down and you disappear, just log back in. It's
I
only
got
going
you.
to be a second. I'm just going to pull you down for just a second. All right, let's see if that gives us got us reconnected there. Move around a little bit. Talk for me, man.
Can you see me? I'm good.
Yeah, you're moving now. You're good.
All right, all right.
So they went from man, that's a pipe dream to that's my baby boy right there, man. That's
Yeah.
my brother. That's my
Yeah.
son right there, man. The Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this: did you expect to have the run that you guys actually had? Because, like I said, when y'all first tagged up, I figured it would be a little while, kind of use Derek to give you the rub, but man, y'all ended up being a thing for what 7, 8, 9 months probably.
Yeah. Like I never expected to be that long, but some people would say like we're one of the greatest Memphis tag team champions there. I don't, they just what people say. But yeah, man, we had a great run. It was great. I did not expect it.
That's really cool, though. It's cool that your family was there. Everybody don't get that opportunity, man. That's really
Yeah.
cool. So look, let's jump now to MACW. You are currently the Unified Arkansas Wrestling Champion. Talk to me about MACW for a few minutes, man. Venturing out to MACW and winning that title, man. That's their top title, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Talk about making the move, going over to MACW, and then talk about winning the title there, man.
So the process of winning the title there, like honestly, I was even surprised I even won it because of course I'm not a heavyweight. Just putting that out there. But like yeah, like honestly, that's something that you have to ask Craig. But like at the same time, like that's where MACW, that's where the talent's at. Like, of course, Memphis, they're talented too, but like we can go 20 minutes, 30 minutes at
Right. Big
yeah,
difference than in TV
way
and
big difference.
yes, right there. There is a large difference. TV matches, man, sometimes at the longest,
Yeah,
10 minutes. If you're lucky.
yeah,
Sometimes 2 minutes. Depending
yeah.
on what's going on. But MACW and MCW and Osceola too, man. I know you've
Hmm.
been over there some. That's a place where you can get in the ring and really put your time in.
Oh
Both of
yeah.
these places. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about kind of going from being used to working 5, 10 minute matches for TV to now you got to put 20 minutes in.
Honestly, honestly, it's great. Like I would tell, of course, I'm young too, but like people who are coming up, like CJ Blaine and KJ Rocky, like I'll tell them like, of course, TV is TV. You get exposure, you like TV and all that stuff, but you really know how to work at places like Osceola, Tuckerman, and stuff like that because
Right.
now you're thinking on your feet. If something goes wrong, you have to correct it. And you also have that time, like you can go 20, you can go 30 minutes if you want to.
You have to
So,
really learn how to work. You
and also
really
connect with the crowd.
there you go. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing, period, in pro wrestling. Well, I guess in anything, pretty much, but pro wrestling, that is the most important thing is being able to connect with that audience. It don't
Yeah.
matter how good you are, if you can't make a connection with that audience, I mean, you're not going to get nowhere. It's just simple as that. If the audience
Yeah.
don't care, nobody cares.
I can agree with you on that. And like I would tell people like it's harder being a babyface than a heel because it's easy for somebody to hate you, but like as a babyface, it's hard to get somebody to like you because there been times like I'll go someplace new, And I'd be like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Like some people, they'll just look at my hand, and they'll just, especially like I did that in a tag team with Derek. Then Derek said, "Hey, bro, don't ever do that again."
Hey, Derek's like, hold on, man. You're not only embarrassing you're embarrassing me too out here, dude. What the hell, man?
Yeah, so like I got the head start because of course talking about this is about paying your dues in the business, like working security, helping people with their seats and stuff like that, and also being a referee. Like now, people know your face, they recognize you, familiar with them. And like now, once you start wrestling, it's like having a son graduate from college or high school or something like that. So yeah, man, like man, hell yeah,
So look,
it's
Ray,
dope.
talk to me about who did you win the MACW title from? Was it K Toomer? Because I know
K
he had
Toomer,
that title for a while.
yeah, it was K Toomer.
Talk to me about that. Now, Memphis Wrestling got two super heavyweights. You got Aaron
Hmm.
Roberts and K Toomer. Both of these guys off the charts on their characters.
Yeah,
Uh, they know who they are. They
yeah,
know who they are. They know what they'll do. Talk to me about being in there. What do you weigh? About 160 pounds?
yeah, yeah, somewhere like that.
Okay, so talk to me about stepping in there with these 400 pounders, man, and facing off against K Toomer for that that unified Arkansas championship, man.
Man, oof, there was a match right there. Like it was a great match though. Like all due respect to K Toomer, like it was great. But man, like of course the size difference is like every slam, it's like God, it hurt. Like bro, like K Toomer, like I think he did like a choke slam on me, and like I almost lost my. I was like, oh my God. I'm like. I'm like, please don't do another one. Please don't do another one.
You ain't gotta put
I'm like, no,
that
I'm
much on it,
good.
man. You ain't gotta put that much on it, dude. Hey, I promise I'll sell better next time, man. I'll make it look like $1,000,000, man.
Oh man, like working with K Toomer though, it's fun. Like I'm looking forward to like another match with him in the future. But like man, like that match right there, it was good, especially like him having that name. Like he's building himself up too. Like for me,
Right.
like square up against him and also to win the championship, they were pretty dope.
So talk about Aaron Roberts. Have you faced off against Aaron anytime?
Yes, I faced with Aaron, excuse me, at Osceola, and like
Talk
a
to
little
me
bit like
about doing 10 or 15
yeah.
minutes with Aaron, man.
Same feeling. Same feeling. It hurts, but like it's an honor. Like I'm gonna brag about Aaron right quick. Like there've been some time where I'd be like, I want to be in his shoes. Like, I'm a kid. Like I didn't grow up like how Aaron grew up. Like his dad's in the business. Like he was around Derek and all the veteran at a young age. Like once he
Right.
started wrestling, like he's still young. Like he's still in his early 20s. He got the WWE ID and he's killing it right now. And for him, like at OCL to say, "Hey, I want to face Ray Ray," and for him to say that, like it was a dope thing to see. It was really dope.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And Aaron, man, like he's like DJ.
Yeah,
Him and Cordell both growed up in this business
yeah,
from the day they was born, pretty much. Big Red's their daddy, Chris Rocker their uncle.
yeah,
So they've been there and done that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Aaron, I had him and Zay on a few weeks ago promoting their school in Trenton, their
yeah,
wrestling school, the New Wave Wrestling School. And Aaron, if I'm not mistaken, he said he started actually wrestling at 13. Imagine that.
yeah.
Man, think about that. How old were you when you said, what were you, 19? You said when you kind of stepped in the business?
I was 20 when I stepped in, but like, it was the year 2019 when I stepped
Okay,
in.
okay.
Yeah, so I was 20. I was 20 when I stepped in. But yeah, like the other day comment that I made earlier about Aaron, like I wish I were 13, 14, and my dad's in the business. Also, my parents supported me being in the business. Like this age right now, bro, man, I would have been way far.
Well, think about that. Aaron started at 13. I want to say
Yeah,
Aaron's 24, maybe
yeah,
25, something like that. He's already got 10, 11 years inside the squared circle,
Yes.
man. I mean, you don't find here's the thing. Now, I will say this: up here in West Tennessee, where I'm at, these kids start young. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. Most of them, there's a lot of them that started 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, Zay
But
started young too. Zay Washington.
I think Zay told me he started
Yeah.
about 13 too. I'm not so sure him and Aaron didn't kind of break in together, maybe.
I think they
Uh,
did.
you
I think
know,
they did.
and but think about being 13, starting wrestling, being 23, and being a 10-year veteran, maybe 24, 25, and the WWE comes calling you.
Yeah.
You're still a young man. You're not in
Still
your
young.
you're not past that 30-year-old mark. You're still
Exactly.
in the prime, man. I thought it was a really cool thing, and I'll be honest with you. I told Aaron this. I thought it was going to be Bosby, just for the
Yeah.
fact that I feel like they're always looking for the next Kurt Angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I never even really gave Aaron a thought because he's been here forever.
Yeah.
You know, but man, once they picked him and I started, I put a list of the few guys I thought would have been in the running for that. And once I started putting their credentials down, dude, there really wasn't no other choice right now other than Aaron. He's got the experience.
Yeah.
He can work his ass off in the ring. And I'll be honest with you, even before he got the deal, his character work, the modern Aaron Roberts we see right now, the problem, his character's off the charts.
Oh yeah.
In WWE, we all know that's really the most important thing, period, is your character. If you got a killer character, man, they can work around pretty much anything else. You really have to suck in the ring for them not to find a way to put you over and do something
Yeah.
with you. I mean, yeah, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
And once I put it down on paper, there really wasn't no. The only guy that come close was Buck Skinner, and I felt
Yeah.
like Buck Skinner kind of already been out there doing a lot with New Japan and stuff, and you too. Here's
Yeah.
the thing: speaking of New Japan, you went and spent a little time at the New Japan dojo. So talk to me about that little four-way. Where'd you go? California?
Yes. I went to
Talk,
California.
talk to me about going from Memphis Wrestling to New Japan Dojo in California. Talk to me about were there any differences in training? I know old school Japanese, when they
Yeah.
train your ass, they work your ass to death, man.
Yeah.
So talk to me about venturing out, man, to the New Japan Dojo. And let me ask you this. Did you do this on your own or were you invited?
I did this on my own. So like the process of doing like the process of that was okay. I was planning on working at my job, save up some money. I saved up a good amount of money, and then I made the decision to go in January of last year, and like shout out to my auntie, she had paid for my first flight there. Like it was snowing during that time over here. Like once I got to California, it felt like the summertime. I'm like, dang, like I'm like,
So
dang, like
did you pack accordingly or did you pack with winter clothes?
I'm not gonna lie, like I packed with some a lot of winter clothes. 'Cause, like I've never been out of Rossville, Tennessee. So like days before, I was wondering like, bro, like would I be able to like fly out to California? 'Cause, like this snow is pretty bad. Then my auntie, shout out to her again. Her name is Trisha Lester. She paid for my flight. And then like they took me to the airport. I'm nervous. I'm like, man, this is like a new journey, new beginning. And
Right.
then once I got out there, like I went out. It was like nighttime at first. And, like the taxi driver, he was trying to show me around the city. I drove a taxi for the first time. Then like coming back to it, he was trying to like show me around the city and stuff. I'm looking at that monitor. I'm like, yeah, take me to my hotel, please, because it costs too much.
Yeah,
So
that little ticker is steady rolling
yeah,
up. He taking you on a sightseeing tour, and then you got
yeah. He
you
like,
got a
yeah, man.
$300 cab ride there when it's all said and
Yeah.
done, man.
Yeah, so like he was telling me like, hey man, LA is a beautiful city, man. I can take you around. I'm like, nah, just take me to my hotel. So I went to my hotel. Once I woke up, I see palm tree. Like it really did felt like summer out in California. Then the first day that I walked in there, it was I felt I I feel like I was like around hungry lions, like people that really like they would die for this business. Like they wanted it.
Really
And like
trying
this
to make it in this business.
yes, yes, like shout out to Zara Zacher. Like she got the ID. I was in there with her. Up and coming another girl named Jada Stone. A girl named Viper. You can see her on TNA. And man, guys like Lucas Rod, like guys who are up and coming on the indies, they was there. Like it felt like college as wrestling. And like I met Fred at the seminar day, like when he came to Memphis. Like
Fred, for anybody who don't know, it's Darren
Darren
Young from the
Young. Yes,
WWE.
yes. And like when I walked through the door, he saw me. Like the first thing that he told me was, "Bro, I am so proud of you. Like you attended my seminar in Memphis. I was impressed with you then, but for you to come here and really take it serious, I'm really impressed with you. So I really respect that about you." And then honestly, that was really dope because coming from him, a guy who's a former WWE Tag Team Champion, also
Right.
he knows what it like to be in the big time. Like it really meant a lot. And I met Kushida for the first time, and honestly, once you get there, it's 100 squats first day, like, and then each day they'll increase to like 200 jump squats and stuff like that. It like honestly, I was in the advanced course, so the matches were easy for us. The match part was easy because everybody knew how to work.
Right.
Like with them, New Japan has a different style. Like they're not gonna change up. They're not gonna change with your style, but like they're gonna say, okay, you are like me for an example. I'm a high flyer, but at the same time, this is how New Japan does it. You can still keep that style, but like with them, like they don't do too much bumping and feeding. They're more strong style, like one big move after the next type deal.
Right.
And
See them big slams from K Toomer and Aaron Roberts came in hell handy, man.
yeah, yeah. Then the hardest part about New Japan was the working out because it was when I say intense, like I'm a guy that's in shape. Once I got up there, I felt like I was out of shape.
Right. Well,
Like,
and here's the thing. That's how they figure out how mentally tough you are. Everybody
yeah,
loves to be in the ring. If your
yeah,
dream is to be a wrestler, you're gung ho for what's going in the ring, but it's all the
yeah,
other stuff that leads up to that, and that's where they figure out how mentally tough you are.
yeah,
Because hey, man, look, and here's something I don't think people understand either. A lot of times it ain't about finishing the 200 squats. It's about proving that you don't want to quit until they're
yeah,
done. It's about showing them that heart.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? But that's a way to test people's mental fortitude right there to see how easy you are going to be to break.
yeah.
And so, did you have any actual matches, or were these all just training matches?
It was all just training match. Like each session, they do like a academy show. I wasn't able to attend that because I had left. I spent like a month, like halfway, almost 2 months there because of the financial situation. Like once you go to LA, everything is expensive.
Right,
But I pre-planned it. Like once I got up there, I had enough to start. I had like around 15,000. Like all that was on hotel, plane rides, and all that stuff. And really though, all my money just went away because I was constantly spending, but I wasn't making any money because
right,
Amazon. There was like once I got up there, they were supposed to send me up there so I can still work, make my money, and also be, have some money in my
training.
account. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. But once I got up there, the job didn't go through. So I'm when I say I apply for every single job up there, I apply for every single job. I'm talking about fast food, sandwich shops. I try to go to a temp service. Like it's February and like they say they ain't gonna have no job till June. I'm gonna be gone by then.
Right.
So it's like so I'm real deal struggling up there. So I hate that I left early because I'm not gonna lie, when I left, it broke my heart because even Fred told me like don't see this as a failure or nothing like that. But deep down inside, I saw it as a failure because cause they liked me up there. My talent was there. It's just the finance part wasn't there.
And
That's all
here's
it
the
was.
thing I mean that's an issue for anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only do what you can pay for. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. You can only stay as long as you can afford to stay. And it sounded like Fred understood that. I mean,
Yeah.
look, he's I'm sure he's been there. You know, he didn't start out making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, most wrestlers, most of us all start out broke. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but talk to me about being a kid from Tennessee going to California, man. I mean, you're in California. You're going. You're never been out of Tennessee, and now boom, off a plane in California.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Was it a culture shock? Did you like it? Other than the
Honestly,
expenses, other than
yeah,
everything being high as hell,
everything's it's
right?
high. It is high. Like honestly, I like the culture in California. Like it's like of course in the South there's some Hispanics here, but like in California there are it's like majority Hispanic, like the place that I went to.
Right.
And like I told myself next time I go there, I'm gonna learn how to speak Spanish so I can really communicate with people. Cause like they're very nice people. But like yeah, it was a culture shock. Everybody liberal. Everybody like at the dojo. I didn't really like go to like a lot of places because I'll say this, I didn't enjoy California because of my finances. But like
Right.
in terms of the dojo, everybody was cool and friendly and nice. And yeah, we all really just pushed each other.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Here's the thing. There would be a ton of guys that would dream to go out there and do that. Come time, save up that money, look in their bank account and realize they got about 15 grand. And
Yeah,
right then would change their mind. They'd be like, nah, I ain't wasting my money on this. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. But
yeah,
if you really want to make it, you gotta go out and put yourself in
yeah,
uncomfortable positions. You gotta
yeah,
put here's the thing about wrestling. You can't sit at home and wait on that phone call if you want to try to make it. You got to put yourself where guys are making it at, whether it's training, whether it's showing up at WWE shows, doing extra work, AEW shows. It does not matter. If you're looking for a job, you got to put yourself in their face because there's 100 other guys that are there, that
yeah,
are at them shows chomping at the bit for the same spot you want.
yeah,
And if you go meet these people one time and then you never stay in contact with them or never put yourself back in their face again, I mean, they're going to forget about you quick.
yeah,
That's just the wrestling business in general, man. You got to, you got to go, you got to put yourself out there if you really want to make it in this business.
yeah,
And man, here's the thing. It's like when I first came back to the business, talking about DJ Brown, man, I used to watch this kid go to Texas and different places, and he'd jump on a Greyhound bus and ride there for these bookings. And man,
yeah,
immediately, like I hadn't seen DJ since he was a kid. Like I say,
yeah,
7, 8, 9, 10 years old, probably. But man, when I caught wind of him and I was seeing what he was doing to get to these bookings and put himself in these positions, that's a kid that deserves to make it. When you invest in yourself, and that's the thing about the wrestling business, a lot of times you got to invest in yourself before anybody's going to invest in you.
hmm
So I commend you, dude. I commend you spending that kind of money going out there to better yourself as a professional wrestler. There's so many
Thank you.
guys who would not have done that. They would have sat on that money and probably sat around here in Tennessee and just blowed it before it was over.
Yeah,
Now you got to go out there. You got to train at the New Japan dojo. You got to meet people. One day that will come back to you tenfold, and that 15 grand will be all worth it one day
yeah,
for you. I believe that for you. You're one of the guys. Here's the thing, Draco. He's another guy. Got a heck of a work ethic. You guys are the guys. DJ Brown. You guys are the guys that if anybody's going to really make it, you guys have the chance to, because you want it bad enough to do whatever you got to do to
yeah.
try to make it in this business. So, dude, I commend you 100%, man.
Thank you.
I do. I think that's great, man.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
look,
you.
you come back from the New Japan dojo. When you came back to the Wrestle Center, were you different?
I was 100% different. I would because my passion for it changed. Like I've always had passion for it, but like it would there is a difference between passion and real deal, hunger and obsession.
Right.
I feel like hunger and obsession had grew on me because I was surrounded by that. Because you'll see like I said before, like top indie wrestlers in all in one place, and especially like one shout again to Zara Zachary. She just got signed with WWID. All like everybody's in one place, want it, learn it. Ain't nobody peeling around, ain't nobody bull jobbing. Everybody is serious about it. They want it.
Right.
They want that contract and they want to get better. And for me to come back to Memphis, I feel like a different type of hunger with that.
And that's what needs to be. Here's the thing: you need to be, like they say, iron sharpens iron. You
Yeah.
need to be with people who are hungry and want to make it just as bad or maybe worse than you do,
Yeah.
and are going out after it. So look, you see it up there. So far, I did pretty good. I called you DJ once, but you got to excuse that because, like I said, I had CJ Blaine, CJ Clout, and
Yeah.
DJ Cash over like a month and a half
Yeah.
or so. So that was stuck in my head. But
Yeah.
you went from Ray Sanders to the Gift. Now we seen you flexing earlier. We know you. Look,
Yes, sir.
we know you got confidence. You done told us. I know I'm good. So talk to me about the transition from Ray to the Gift Ray Sanders, man.
Like
I'm gonna be
honestly,
honest with you. It feels a little hellish to me. I'll be honest with you. It feels a little
nah.
hellish, man.
like the gift always been my name since RSWF. So like really like what you seeing now, especially like me not teaming with Derek anymore. I've
Right,
always had it, but like now since I'm by myself and also working shows like I was at Osceola, now I'm at Tuckerman, and now I'm about to branch out to more shows. Now you get to see more of me or what I can do instead of like of course I love Derek and all that stuff, but like it was the being under his shadow type deal. But like even though I've always had it, like I showcased it enough for people to say, okay, he's good, but can he make it on his own? Now
right.
I feel like now I can make it on my own. Of course, Derek still helped me out. I always need his help, but at the same time, it's me out there instead of DK and Ray Ray type deal.
So let's talk about that a minute. Were there really people out there saying that he's got Derek there leading him along, helping him along? Can he really do it on his own?
Yes,
Were there real people out there really saying this?
yes, yes. Trust me, cause like at first, like I've always had to overcome something. Like even like this goes back to RWL. Like when I was a referee, I've been told that I'm sh- I'm short, skinny. I'm a black man, a white dumb in this business.
Right.
I'm just being honest.
I mean, no,
It
that's
is.
dude.
And,
I'll say this: there's more black men and women in the pro
yeah.
wrestling business today than there has ever been in history, and
Yes.
that is a true statement. This has been
Yes.
a white dominated sport
Yes.
since its inception, man. Since
Yes.
its inception, so that's a real thing too.
Yeah. And it is what it is. I don't see it as a problem. Like I don't blame the past nothing like that. But like I've been told that like you're short, you're you're small, you're black and white dumb in the business. I don't see you making it. And then all of a sudden I became a referee. Oh, you'll never be a wrestler because you're so good at being a referee. This is at RSWF. And now I
Right.
became a wrestler. Now I showed them what I can do. And then once I quit and came back, I had to retrain, repay my dues, be a referee again at Memphis. And then when I became a referee at Memphis, there have been guys they've been saying to me like, "Oh yeah, look at him. He thought that he was gonna be there and wrestle and all that stuff. He's a referee. He thought he was doing something." But like, once I showed them, like once I started being a tag team with Derek, that's when people were like, "Oh, okay, then okay, hey, good job, bro." But like now, like when Derek left, like he retired now. Now people been like, "Hey, can you do it without Derek?" Oh, he only got this far because of Derek. Can he still do it? Like, can he do it on his own? So
Ain't it funny how people They don't want to get behind you until you're winning. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's just and that's just life in general. That's not specific to wrestling. I think that's just life in general. Anything. Nobody wants to. Nobody's got no faith in you until you start winning, and then all of a sudden, I knew you could do it. I knew
Yeah.
all along you could do it. And like, no, I
Yeah.
remember a year ago you told me I was too little. I was only gonna ever be a referee. No man,
Yeah.
no man. I was. Didn't I tell you something? No man, I was just trying to push your buttons to make you strive harder, give you
Yeah.
something to work for. No, you didn't believe in me until you seen things start happening, and now you want
Exactly.
to jump on the bandwagon and I mean that's just part of life too, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
And yeah, like I don't fault those people. Like I don't hold a grudge against them and nothing like that. But like, cause I've been fighting them my whole life, being a small guy. Like I used to be an 8-year-old kid fighting people who were in their 30s and 40s and teenagers and stuff. So I always had to overcome something. But now I don't, especially now I don't really pay attention to that now I'm so more of, instead of proving other people wrong, I'm more so about proving myself wrong. And even if I do prove myself wrong, can I push my limit? Like, okay, how far can I go? So it really like me versus me type deal.
and that's the way to look at it, man. That's the way
Yeah.
to look at it. If you constantly compare yourself to somebody else and what they're doing, you're always going to be behind them.
Yeah.
Even if you're in front of them, you're still going to be behind them mentally because you're the one looking at them, comparing yourself to them.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, look out for yourself. Outdo yourself. Do better than you believe you can do, and work hard. And that's one thing I've seen in you. I just felt like this is the first time me and you've ever talked.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of times people think, well, a lot of my guests, we know each other and have met each other, which some of them we have met. But it's
Yeah.
the first time me and you've ever had a conversation. And one of the things I've always seen in you, I just always felt like you had to drive. You had to drive to want to make it. You had that hunger to want to make it, and the work ethic, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure Derek and Alan too. I would say they're probably proud as hell of you, man.
I hope so.
I can guarantee you they are. I can guarantee you they are. Now you're the gift. You're headed to become a heel somewhere down the line. I can see
Nah.
it coming. I can see it coming, man. So let's talk about this past Saturday for a few minutes. Bashan Harvey, you two guys had a match, and there was a guy out there that had been trying to recruit you. It felt like
Yeah.
for a while. You know, you took the card and stuff. He's talked to you a few times. And then Saturday, all of a sudden, that kind of got flipped on his head. So talk to me about this past Saturday, man, on Memphis Wrestling TV.
Yeah, well, also he been trying to recruit me to his little clique or group, whatever he want to do, but I I really didn't pay no attention to it because, like I said, I'm just trying to like do my thing, create my, find my own lane and stuff like that. Just focus on me.
Right.
But then again, like everybody thought that like, oh, he want Ray to join his group, but like all of a sudden he got involved in my match, and then he recruited Bashan, and I ain't gonna lie, they do rub me the wrong way. It do
Go on
because
and tell the truth, right? Go
yeah,
on and
cause like
tell the
that
truth.
junior heritage champion, it had my name written all on it, but he just had to screw it up. Had to.
And, and let's talk about that for a minute. This new title in Memphis Wrestling. Up
Yes.
till this point, you know, it was either the Heritage title or the tag team titles. I mean, I guess you could go for the women's title if you wanted to, but I mean, let's be honest. There wasn't that intermedium title that
Yeah.
where singles guys could win, have a run with it, and hopefully then get that shot at the big gold. Talk to me about this new junior heritage title because I really think that's a cool. Here's the thing, it adds a lot of opportunity for guys like you.
Yes.
Ton of
It does.
opportunity. So
It
talk to me
does.
about that title. It's a pretty title, man.
It really is. Like I said, that title got my name written all on it. Like whoever wins it, hey, just know that I'm coming for real. And like you seen in the videos and stuff, like guys like Derek, Dustin. Like all the Memphis legends have won the junior heritage title. Of course, this is a new brand of it, but
Right.
at the same time, it still carries that legacy from the past. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I would like to add my name to that.
Yeah, I can see that, man. Look, I'll be honest with you. Let me ask you about this. Let's talk about Vashawn for a second. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Good looking young man. Seems to be good in the ring. I mean, he's kind of new to me. I've only really seen him a handful of times. But I'm asking your opinion. You've been in the position he is right now. What's
Yes.
your thoughts of Vashawn? Let's get past what he did to you this past week as a wrestler, as an aspiring wrestler. What's your thoughts on this young man? Because, like I said, he really he catches your eye out there. There ain't no doubt about that. He's in
Yeah.
good shape. His clothes look good. His gear looks good. He looks professional. What's your opinion of this guy in real life as a wrestler?
But Sean, he's outside of how I feel about him currently, of him messing up my chance at winning the title. He's very talented. I've been watching his work. He's very talented, and he got the look. Like he, if WWE were to pick somebody, he got to look for it. He's that guy. And even though he's tall, handsome, and all this stuff, I still feel like I look better though. Just saying.
Well,
I'm just rubbing up.
here's
Yeah.
the thing, man. You got the experience too. I don't know how long Vashawn's been actually wrestling or in the wrestling business, but here's the thing: you've been working Memphis wrestling for what? I mean, since its inception,
Four. Yeah.
kinda. But I
Yeah.
mean, you've been a star for what, 2 years now, pretty much. You've been one of their
Yes.
featured guys for a couple of years, and this is a young guy coming up, eyeing you, looking to be the next Ray Sanders. You know, what you thought? You just said it. You believe when it all said and done, you're still better than him.
Yeah. Like he's talented. Like he got all the advantages though. But yeah, like I said, like I've been facing the Lions, Tigers, and Bears my whole life, so he's no different than anybody else that I've knocked down.
So look, I know usually when WWE's around here, uh, a lot of the Memphis guys get to do extra work. Have you gotten to do some extra work for any of the bigger companies?
Oh yes, I did some extra work for Ring of Honor when they came, and I was one of Ember's Moon's. I said Ember Moon, Athena.
Athena,
Now, yeah,
right?
yeah, I was one of her security guard, her minions, as she would say, and also I've been backstage front with SmackDown and stuff whenever they came. When The Rock came to do, to do his song and all this stuff, I was there. I was in the back.
Did you get a chance to meet The Rock, even just in passing?
I just saw him in passing, and like I
Was he
saw him up. What's go ahead?
larger than life? Was he larger than life?
His aura is larger than life. Like he is like, I would say like people try to make him seem like he just this Hercules type guy, but honestly, he's more ripped and lean and stuff like that. He's not really like as big as everybody try to make him to be type deal. But like
But the space
he's
around him is huge.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
carries that presence, man. I can
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
feel that 100%, man.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm talking about like in terms of the looks and the muscles and all that stuff. Like people try to make it seem like he just like Ronnie Coleman, Hercules type deal. He just
Right.
walking around like this, but no, like he's more ripped, lean, like all his veins popping out, and he's cut everything. So he's an aura for real.
So now that we're on The Rock, man, I know they filmed a lot of the young Rock in and around Memphis, man.
Yeah.
Did you get to get on set and do a little bit with the young Rock?
Yes, I did, and I also have a story behind that.
Tell me, man. Talk to me.
So, like, shout out to Marty Elias, who also helped me with referee work. So, of course, Dustin, he he got us into helping out with Young Rock, tear down the rings, set up the rings, and all that stuff. And then like I've gotten very close with Marty and Chavo Guerrero. Shout out to him too. And
Yeah, he's the I guess you would call it the wrestling or the fight choreographer.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he does a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure he just did the Queen of the Ring movie.
yes.
So,
So
so
like well I know that he did the Von Erichs too. Their
yeah,
story.
yeah,
Yeah. So like one day like I'm working extra and stuff like that, like when they was in the ballpark and all that stuff. And then one day I was just supposed to be one of the fans in the crowd, and all of a sudden, like one of the like the referees that they had as extras, like they wasn't familiar with wrestling, and also excuse me, and what Chavo would say, they were scared to hit the mat. They were scared to act like a referee. Like you
right,
could tell, like they didn't know what they was doing.
right.
So Chavo, he just got mad. He just got livid. Like, golly, man, like these guys don't know what they're doing. Like, hey, Marty, what Ray at? Then Marty said, hey, he's right there in the audience. And then Chavo said, go get him. So Marty called my name from the audience. I was supposed to be like one of the fans just cheering
Right.
them on. And then like I ran out there. I'm like, what do you want? They're like in the middle of the field. Like, what do you want? So like Chavo said, you referee, right? I said, yes, sir. Do you want to referee in this movie? I said, yes, sir. Go upstairs and get dressed. So I went upstairs, got dressed, like they put the makeup, like they gave me everything and all that stuff. And then I went down and I did the referee job with Simon.
Right.
Like so like we did our scene. And also I did it with the guy that played Rocky Soul Man Johnson too. So like we did the scene, and then like everybody started clapping like, oh my god, bro, like bro, you did great work and all this stuff, bro, we want to use you again. And excuse me. So like Chavo was proud, Marty was proud, and like quick little funny story, like we was in catering, like, I was sitting at the table with Marty and Chavo and all those guys, and like there been some some girls, the fans and all this stuff. They just saw me working. They said, "Hey, bro, you did a great job refereeing." And I said, "Oh, thank you," and all this stuff. And like they just passed by. More like, "Okay, then, Ray, I see you," and all. Okay, then you started to become a star and stuff like so.
There
Yeah.
you go, man. You
So
already got
yeah,
a few groupies, man. You can't beat that, man.
yeah. And also like of course like there been guys like Jason. He did referee work before me, but like when I did that, they opened up the doors for Chavo to say, "Hey man, why don't we just use the Memphis guys to just do the refereeing stuff?" So I realized all the referee that ref at Memphis, they did the Young Rock.
You know, here's the thing. I can't believe that they would even use actor guys who didn't know nothing about wrestling or refereeing. It seemed like, in general, the first go to would be find some actual wrestling referees for this
Yeah,
part. You know,
yeah.
uh,
I hope so too, cause sure, I could have been getting a royalty check.
well, here's
But
the thing, man. Talk about this. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but when you first break in the business, you go to a new shows. Sometimes you're sitting in the audience. They ain't got nothing for you. Somebody don't show up. Then all of a sudden, somebody pecks you on the shoulder. You got your gear. Yeah,
yeah,
come on, get it and come on. Talk
yeah,
to me about that, man. Going from just being in the audience to now, all of a sudden, you're in the scene, man. You're
yeah.
you're in the actual scene, dude. Uh, were you nervous? I'm sure you were nervous. Had to be.
Oh, like honestly, like especially like me having some experience, I've always been prepared to work. So of course I'm nervous because I want to do good, I want to impress, I want to be invited back. But like I've always came prepared. Like I've always come there looking for a job. Honestly,
Right.
like yeah. So like any show that I go to, like when I'm just sitting in the audience and stuff, like I'm always trying to find okay who owns this, who can I get in touch with, and all that stuff. Like if they need somebody, just let them know that I'm here. And usually like when
Right.
I go to shows like that, I always know people who working anyway, so I let them like put in a good word for me type deal.
And that's what it's all about. You got to be ready. What
Yes,
what does John Cena say? It's when preparation meets opportunity. You
yeah.
know, and you got to be ready. You got to be ready all the time. Talk to me about this. Now, this has been year and a half ago now, maybe even 2 years since the y'all filmed the Young Rock. Man, I mean, literally, what had you been in the business? 3 years at this time? Four,
Like
maybe?
I've been in it for 5 years, including the years at RSWL. So yeah, I've been in it for 5 years.
So did you ever dream that you would go from your dream was to just be a wrestler? Now all of a sudden you're on the set of a TV show, NBC. Talk to me about that, man, because that had to be that's something else I don't think people realize. People don't realize the doors professional wrestling can crack open for you, man. I mean,
Yeah,
it had to be off the charts for you to go from, being a wrestler and now all of a sudden you're on the set of a TV show, man. It had to have been cool.
man, I can say that I worked for The Rock and NBC before. I can go through my life saying that.
That's
Like
cool,
that's
man.
and that's pretty dope. And like for me to have that opportunity, honestly, it's still it's still so unreal to this day because I never thought that like I'll be like on a real deal set, like a movie
Right.
set, show set like that. So yeah, it's really unreal.
All right, we're fixing to start closing it out, but I gotta ask you this question. Your family and them, when you won the tag team titles, oh, that's my boy right there. That's my
Oh
son. That's my brother.
yeah.
So talk to me about when they found out you were gonna actually be on the Young Rock, man.
My mom, she got a canvas made for me.
Ah!
It's in my room to this day. Like it got me in a chair all like this with the name and everything. So, oh
Mama's
man, like
like, baby, I knew wrestling was gonna pay off for you, man. I knew if you followed that dream.
yeah, yeah. Like I still have long ways to go, but yeah, like for me to be in this position, I never thought I'd be wrestling in the first place. Even though it was my first love, I never thought that I would be wrestling on a TV show and also working for The Rock.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's really
that's crazy, dude. I mean, your trajectory. It seems like it's been on a steady pace upward, man. And and,
thank
and
you.
I only see it getting better. Uh, what are you? Where would you like to see yourself in 2 years? Wrestling company wise, whatever. Where would you like to see yourself in the next 2 years?
Like as of right now, of course everybody wants to get signed and all that stuff. But honestly, like a lot of things I never forced. Like I never forced rest. I never prayed upon it or nothing. So honestly, within the next 2 years, I just want to be better as a wrestler and in a better position as a wrestler, like traveling more and stuff like
Right.
that. Like when the companies and all that stuff comes, then I'll be thankful for it. But I'm not really worried about getting signed. Like, of course, I want it, but at the same time, I'm not so real deal focused on. Okay, I just want to get signed. I just want to,
Right.
I'm not. So with that, I'm just gonna let God take care of that. But for me, the only thing that I can do is get better as a wrestler.
And be ready. Hard work meets preparation meets opportunity.
Yes, sir.
And there you go, man. Always ready. Because, I mean, here's the thing. We're sitting here doing this podcast right here, but literally, you don't never know. You're liable to get off this podcast and there'll be a phone call waiting on you, man. You just don't know. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
honest truth, man. You just don't know. And you need to always be ready and be willing to go. Ray,
Yes, sir.
man, been a blast. I know it took us a while to get you on here, but
Yes,
man,
sir.
it has been so well worth it for me, man. I have enjoyed this conversation more than you'll ever know, dude.
Yes,
I
sir.
promise you, I want to thank you so much for coming on, giving us your time, man, and being open and honest like you have, man.
Hey, no problems. Hey, I've been wanting to come on this show for a while, so it's an honor.
Man, I'm all about right time. We talked a little bit before we went on, and there's always look. You've always had a spot. It's just about timing. It's
Yes, sir.
always been about timing. I've been waiting and waiting, and the time was just right. I felt, man. I go a lot on instinct too. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I feel, and man, I just really before I even hit you up, I'd really been heavy debating on it for a couple of months, heavy, you know. I always wanted to get you on, but man, for probably 2 months before I actually reached out to you, man, it's just going back and forth in my head. You know, is it time? Should I hit him up? And finally, one morning I woke up and said, yeah, it's time. Let's hit him up and just see what happens, man. And I appreciate you so much for coming on. Here's the thing. I couldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys.
Yes, sir.
That's as simple as that. There wouldn't be nothing here if it wasn't for you guys being willing to come on and give us your time, man, and be open with us and talk about your life and the wrestling business. That's all from you guys.
Yes, sir. And hey, I want to give you your credit too, like for you to give us as wrestlers a platform to even let the fans know of who we are as a person. So thank you
I
for that.
appreciate that, man. You know, wrestling's a thankless business.
Yes.
A lot of times, man, but I appreciate that so much. Dude, you got any social media you want to plug? Any upcoming shows? You got anything you want to plug, man?
You can follow me, of course, on Facebook as Ray Sanders. And on Instagram, you can follow me at rsj.est1999. And on X, you can follow me at rsjest1999. And my upcoming shows, I will be in Tuckerman this Saturday. And on June 8th, I will be in Memphis. That's when Jazz is coming. And on June 27th, I will be in Tupelo, Mississippi. Excuse me, Tupelo, Mississippi for Family Entertainment Wrestling for the first time. So hey, check your boy out.
Yeah, you branching out, man.
Yes, sir.
We'll definitely check you out, Ray. Dude, once again, thank you so much, and you have a great night, my friend.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, y'all, you seen it right there. The gift, Ray Sanders, man. This Saturday night, Tuckerman, Arkansas. If you're anywhere around there, go check this man out. Memphis Wrestling, go check him out. He's going to be at FEW coming up on June 8th. Go check that out. Anywhere you can see this young man, go check him out. It's well worth it. Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in, interacted with us, commented. Once again, like this video, share this video, and this is the most important part. Go to Buster H.R. Johnson and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. Guys, I got to promote these upcoming podcasts one more time, and then I'll let y'all get out of here.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. Wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grid 6 feet like Kenny.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
All right, y'all, be sure to check out those podcasts. There's a little something for everybody there. Once again, I want to thank Ray Sanders for coming on. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, interacting with us. We'll be back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. as usual, with the king of the trailer park, Garth Mahoney. That's one you do not want to miss. Guys, until then, y'all take it easy.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.